This Odoo training video is prepared by Unicom ERP Division of Repeater Technology and Communications Company and Odoo partner. If you need any Odoo support, please contact us. In this video we are discussing about how to set up a PyCharm installation and add new field in existing views in Odoo. Let's start by PyCharm installation. Now we are trying to set the PyCharm. Currently we are open that solution. Now we are set the Python interpreter. Go to the files, click on the settings. Select the Python interpreter under the project. Then move to the Add Interpreter option, choose the Add Local Interpreter. Here we can set the base interpreter. Here we choose the path for exe file for Python. Now we can choose the terminal, then we try to install the requirement file by using the statement pip install r requirements.txt. Here we can see our files are downloaded. Next we set the configuration details. Click on the current file. Choose the Edit Configuration file, click the Add New option, select the option Python. Now we can set the details name. Here I set the name as Odoo16. Next set the script path. Here we choose the Odoo bin file path. Set the parameter as Odoo.conf. Now we can choose the Python interpreter also. Now we can set the port in Odoo.conf file. Now we can run it on the front end by using code localhost, our port name /web. Now it's ready. Now our PyCharm installation is ready. Now we can move on to the next, that is, adding a new field in existing view. Let's start. In Odoo, we can add custom fields in the existing view. Now, we are discussing about how to add a new field to an existing model from a custom module. Today we are going to add new field in the employee module. Click on the New button. Here is the form view. I am going to add a new field below the Private Information tab. After this place of birth field. I need to add my new field blood group. For adding the new field, first we need to find the model name of this view. For identify the model name. First we can activate the debugger mode. For activate the debugger mode, go to the settings. Under the developer tools options. Click on the Activate the developer mode option. Now we can see the debugger button. Let's move back to the employee module. Click on the debugger button. Select Edit View, Form option. From here we can get the model name. Model name is HR employee. We need to inherit this model to our custom module. Now let's move on to the PyCharm to create our own custom module. I am just creating my module with name custom employee. We can create an init file. Init.py file is used to define the package's initialization code. Now I am just creating the files only. We can add the code after creating all the folders and files required for the customization. Next we can create manifest file. Manifest file is used to provide metadata about the module, including information such as the module's name, version, dependencies, and other configuration details. Next we need two folders. One is models and other folder named as views. Now we can start our coding. For that we can add two Python files inside the models folder. For the first file we can name as init.py. And the next we can create with name employee.py. In the init file in models folder we can just import our Python file employee by using the code that is from import employee. Only this line is enough for this file. Move on to the employee.py Python file. We add import statements that is from Odoo import models, API, fields. These are import statements bringing in various components from the Odoo framework. Next is the class definition. We can define the class by the code. Class employee details, models.model. This line defines a new class employee details that inherits from the models.model class. In Odoo, models are Python classes that map to database tables. Then we can specify the inherit attribute. Inherit equals hr.employee. This line specifies that this new class, employee details, is inheriting from the existing model class named HR employee. Next, define our custom field blood group with data type character. Now our employee.py file is ready. For viewing this field in UI, we want the external ID of the current view. For that, move to the front end. Click the debugger button, select Edit View, Form. We get the external ID that is hrview_employee_form. Let's move to the PyCharm. Need to create our XML file in the Views folder. So we can create an XML file named customemployee_view.xml. Let's start our XML code. Let's start by declaring the XML version. XML version equals 1.0, encoding equals UTF-8. This is the XML declaration, specifying the version of XML being used, 1.0. And the character encoding, UTF-8. Next is the Odoo element. Inside the Odoo tag, we define the record tag. The record element is used to define a new record in the Odoo database. It is often used to define various components such as views, models, or data records. Model equals ir.ui.view. Specifies that this record is of the type ir.ui.view. Which means it is defining an Odoo user interface view. Next is the ID, a unique identifier to this view record. I am giving the ID as employee user detail form. Next, the field element. It is used to define the fields or attributes of the record. Field name equals name. Employee.user.detail.form. Sets the name field to the value employee.user.detail.form. Next, field name equals model HR employee. HR employee is our model name. Next, field name equals inherit ID. Name equals inherit ID denotes that we are changing the value of the ir.ui.view records to inherit ID field. Next is the ref field. The reference for the inherit ID is the external ID of the view. That is the name of our external ID, which we get from the front end. Already discussed that how to get this external view. Here it is. hrview_employee_form. Next, field name equals arch type equals XML. Next we can add the XPath, the XPath element is used to define an XPath expression that targets a specific location within an existing Odoo view. Next, specify the expression attribute. Here we need to specify the exact location which we want the field blood group. Next we can add the XPath. The XPath element is used to define an XPath expression that targets a specific location within an existing Odoo view. Next, specify the expression attribute. Here we need to specify the exact location which we want the field blood group. Just move on to the front end. Here we decided to add our field inside the private information page. We need the new field before this country of birth. So need to identify the exact page name. Click on the debugger button. Edit view form. And search on that particular name. Private information. So we get the page name as personal information. Inside the group citizenship we found the field country of birth. Before this field we add our blood group. So we get the exact position from the front end. This is the way we find the position, then. Move on the PyCharm. First we write the page name by using page @name. Here we specify the page name. We get the page name as personal information. Next we specify the group. Because inside the group we need to add our field, so we mention this group. After this group we can specify the field. And we get the field name from the front end, that is country of birth, so we specify the name as country of birth. Based on the position of this field we mention the position of our field, so the position attribute set as before, because we need our field before this country of birth. Then add our field blood group. Field name equals blood group. Now our XML part is ready. Now our Python code and XML part is ready. Next, the init file in the custom employee module we may import our model, by specify the code. From .import models. Next is the manifest file. We can specify the necessary details here. First we specify name. Name, employee_inheritance. This specifies the technical name of our Odoo module. Next is the version. The version number is a way to uniquely identify and track different releases or builds of the software. If need to know the creator of this module, we just add the author. Add the brief description about this module. We use description. I am giving description as add new field in employee module. Next we mention the depends. This field specifies the dependencies of our module. In this case, our module depends on the HR module. Next is the data. This field specifies a list of data files that should be loaded when the module is installed. In this case, it includes the file views/customemployee_views.xml. Next we mention installable. This field indicates whether the module is installable. Next is application. This field indicates whether the module is an application. We can specify the license also. It specifies the license under which the software is distributed. Here I am using AGPL3. If we need any additional information about this module, we can specify here. Now our custom module is ready. We want to install this module. Move to the front end. Move to the apps. First we need to update the app list. After updation we can search our module name here. That is employee inheritance. Click on the Activate button to activate our module. Now our module is activated. Move to the Employee module. Under the Private Information tab, our field blood group is created before the field country of birth. This is the way we create a new field in an existing view. I hope you liked this video, and if you have any doubts, feel free to contact us. And thanks for watching.